effects of cigarette smoking and secondhand smoke have been taught to us since elementary school, and today in America, only 18% of people over the age of 18 are still smoking cigarettes, as opposed to the 42.5% that were smoking in 1965. Although, there is a trend that may be changing these numbers completely. I'm DiRienzo with Tigersden, and today we'll be giving you the inside look of the new product, e-cigarettes. The first electronic cigarette was created in 1963 using very different technology from what is used today. E-cigs now can run as low as $20, and to refill the device can cost as low as $5. You can see the rising increase of e-cigarette use. Simply look at 19. There's a new store opening up called Drip City Vapes. I went in to speak with the owner about e-cigarettes and
What is in an e-cig? What are the components that make up an e-cig?
There's two components actually when it comes to creating this smoke. Polyglycol and vegetable glycerin. One draws in more flavor, one actually produces a smoke, just like a fog machine in the theater or in a haunted house. So depending on the mixture they use will determine how thick it is and also how much smoke is produced. And then there's flavoring inside of it, and then choice of nicotine levels from 0 nicotine to small amounts of nicotine.
Modern e-cig was promoted as a safe transition for smokers looking to quit. Unlike actual cigarettes, the user can choose the amount of nicotine that's inside or to use the device with no nicotine at all. The liquid itself is composed of vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol. While these compounds are less harmful than traditional cigarette smoke, the long-term effects on the body are completely unknown, and doctors recommend that people do not turn to e-cigs if they are looking to quit smoking.
Do you see any dangers with using them, or do you find them to be practical?
I do see danger in it when it comes to people not being educated enough to actually do it. Our younger generation are now abusing what this is for. It's to help you, not hurt you. The abuse of giving yourself a nicotine fix where they do high nicotines. That's not what this is all about. This is about to help people to get off nicotine, to get off cigarettes, to clean them up, not to do foolish things and kind of push the envelope with this.
To see this trend of e-cig use, simply look at North Allegheny's reforms that they've made in their code of conduct. E-cigs were added to the list of banned substances, and in an anonymous survey, 53% of the students said that they had tried an e-cig, as opposed to an 11% that said they had tried an actual cigarette. And considering that those are high school students, the majority of them are still under the age of 18. While e-cigarettes are getting increasingly popular, the research behind them is minimal. So while they may not have the same risk as traditional cigarettes, they are still only the lesser of two evils.
Casey, thank you very much, man.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for your time. A lot of people see these as alternatives to cigarettes, so obviously there's a lot of harmful substances inside of cigarettes, but are there any harmful substances in an e-cig or harmful results from using them?
Yeah, it depends on who's doing the study, and also how extreme you're doing those studies at. Right now there are components of harmful things in it, but at very extreme temperatures, where any of us as vapors or who have done it never go to that extreme, because if we do, it tastes awful, and we never do that. So those tests that they are running are false. It never happens. As of right now, there are no harmful chemicals that come out in the smoke. It's a water vapor. Now, what you're doing is switching over from cigarettes, which has tar, which sticks to your lungs, and the carcinogens, everything in the cigarette. So that is the healthy benefit, where it doesn't stick to your lungs, doesn't actually cause the cancer-causing agents with it.
And the e-cigs run relatively cheap. So where are they manufactured usually? Are they coming from like China, or are most of them coming from?
Yeah, it varies. You can get American-made stuff or from China. A lot of stuff is produced in China, in Shenzhen, which is a manufacturing town in China. All by big companies, as long as they're authentics and everything like that, which most places do have. They're all big companies that make products just that we normally use every day.
And they make the liquid that goes inside them as well, or?
Absolutely not. They do make liquid over in China. I refuse to use anything except if it was American made, and also by a company that has a clean lab. Clean lab's very important. It's just like the same thing you would do if you're producing a prescription drug, anything like that, where it's a clean environment, where it's mixed in a proper manner when it comes to nicotine levels, and also there's no impurities in that juice. So most of the big companies that, like I carry, have a clean lab, which is over $100,000 to make one of those. So they have to be real big companies.
So the flavors that actually go into the liquid itself, are those chemicals, have they been known to have any?
No, they're just artificial flavorings.
Okay.
Same thing that we have in everything that we consume.
In like normal foods
Yep.
and stuff.
Yep.
All right. And how cheap do they run, and how expensive do they get? Like,
With e-cigarettes, you can start as low as $20 for apparatus up to, I've seen $800. So it depends on what you're looking for and how advanced you want to get into e-cigarettes. I mean, it's a very advanced kind of technology. Different components with it, from dripping to normal cell tanks to sub tanks, many different options.